Hello everyone. Hello everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Cabin Talks with Tim. Today is the day. I've been postponing and postponing talking about this because um it's a bit of an emotional story to me. But today I decided, you know what? Let me talk about it. I'd like to introduce myself and say I am a mom to a 14-year-old boy who is autistic, non-verbal, epileptic, and has got an intellectual disability. I just want to share my journey on how I ended up being here because believe you me, in all my wildest dreams, not I don't even know how I can say it. I never thought that I can have a child with a disability. But nobody ever does, guys. Nobody ever does. And so, yeah, I found myself in that position and it entirely changed my life. It changed the person that I am. It changed the course of my life. It basically changed everything about me. So, I was also a young mom, like everyone else, had this baby, and I was excited. There was nothing wrong with my child. I gave birth in the morning. It was around 20 past 10 in the morning, and at 3 p.m. I was discharged. I was home. Everyone was happy. Everyone was excited. Remember, this was my first child, and it was beautiful. Me and his dad were so happy, and everything was just beautiful. And the baby was growing, and yeah, life was just perfect. Everything looked like it was taking shape, you know, until around 2.5 years. I just started noticing that this child is different from other kids. He is not speaking, number one. That was the first thing that I noticed. But then the doctors kept on saying, no, uh, boy kids are like that. Sometimes they are slow. And he would make humming noises like, and he would have seizures. And I would always have to rush to the hospital at night, him having seizures. And he was so hyper, running up and down, up and down, up and down. And I just couldn't figure out what's wrong with this child. But then one day when I was about to leave for work, I was working then. One day when I was about to leave for work, there was a program on the television. I remember it was 2 April, it was Autism Day. So there was this lady, she was describing the signs and symptoms for autism. You know, I think she listed about 6 things that my child was doing. I was ready to go, but I put my hand back down and I sat and I listened. And as I listened as she was speaking, I could tell that, nah, my child has autism. So that very weekend, I went back to the GP that I usually went and I told him, you know what, I need a second opinion. I was like, no, but I said we must wait. I was like, no, it's fine. You say so, but can you please give me a letter for a child pediatrician because I need a second opinion. I was like, fine. And then he wrote me a letter. And then I went to the child pediatrician. When I got there, the doctor, it didn't even take him 10 minutes to tell me that no, there is something wrong with your child. And he told me, yeah, you're right to suspect autism. And, I cannot diagnose autism on my own. It needs to be a team of doctors. So he then referred me to Charlotte McLeod Hospital. That's where my child was diagnosed with autism. And that doctor told me, this child is gonna change your life. Is like Johannesburg Hospital is gonna be your home. And he was right. Every month, like every month, I go to Johannesburg Hospital to collect my child's meds. For the past 11 years, I've been going to Johannesburg Hospital every month. Even during COVID, I was going every month to collect medication for my son. And he has his checkup every 3 months or 4 months but I personally go every month. I alternate with his dad. His dad goes the other month, then I go the other month. We have been doing that for the past 11 years. So that's how autism changed our lives, but not just that. So we are people, let me say me, yeah, I as the mother, I'm a person who does not go to all the functions. I only go to a few functions because my child makes noise. He will make disruptive noises that draw attention, and you will be the center of attention. And sometimes it hurts, you know. Way back, I used to go, but you will find myself, you will find me crying, and I would be feeling pain. And I was like, why am I torturing myself? Why am I doing this to myself? So, in situations where I see with my child is not going to be okay, he's going to be making noises and he's going to be the center of attraction, I just don't go. I protect my peace. I don't go because with autism, when you take these kids to places where there are many people and unfamiliar places, they tend to be overwhelmed. The smells, the people, everything, the new environment, it overwhelms them, and they start throwing tantrums. And when they throw tantrums, people will be like, ah, a big boy like this, why is he doing this? So, yeah, my life was affected in so many ways. And people might say, what steps did you take to try and correct this? I went medically. I did go to the doctors. We did everything that we could with the doctors to try and help him, but alas, autism is autism. And I went to the churches, guys. I As for the churches, I learned a lot about churches because I am a Christian, I am a believer, but the process made me realize that there are also fake people, fake churches, and everything, because we moved from one place going there and there trying to get help for this child. Like we literally did almost everything that we could, that is in our power, that we could do to help our child. But alas, yeah, it's autism. He still has autism. And yes, he has improved compared to when he was a child. But um, a child with special needs changes your life. I know that for a good 4 years, I couldn't work because I had to take care of my child full time. I didn't have anyone to help me with the child. So that's a good 4 years, which I did nothing. All I did was look after my child. After that, and it was a time when I was going through depression, because you are highly likely to have depression when you discover that your child has a problem. Remember, you had dreams for your child. I also had dreams that my child would we will go to university, my child will grow up and be his own man. We even had a university fund for him. So when you then realize that there's something wrong with your child, that dream is shattered, and you go through a series of emotions, and you become depressed. So for me, it like took about 4 years for me to snap out of it. It was like a point where I sat down and I was like, God, I accept that you gave me this child like this. I have gotten to a point where I accept that you have given me this child as he is. Whether you're going to change him, whether you're not going to change him, whether he's going to be rich, I accept. And because I accept, I started taking steps to change my life. I went back to school. I studied with UNISM, and I got a become a degree in marketing management. And I started focusing on my life and started a small business so that I could also take care of my child, of myself and my child. And I had to look for someone to help me look after the child. So it meant that I work extra hard to be able to afford paying someone to look after my child. So uh, having an autistic child will change your life. You will go through different phases. You will have depression at some point because our kids are very difficult. They are tantrums. So my child right now, he is 14 years old. He weighs around 87 kgs at this time. About 2 months back, he was 93 kgs. At this moment, he's 87 kgs because with the doctors, we are working on changing his, trying to correct his weight. So now he's at 87 kgs. He is a giant. I am tiny. I only weigh 62 kgs. During tantrums, he will hit you. My child will hit you. He will fight. He will throw punches. And you have to try and protect yourself because during the time when I made a decision to say, let me handle this situation, I took courses on how to look after autistic kids, and I took courses on how to protect yourself, how to prevent the child harming you when someone is attacking you, how you protect yourself. So I know how to do this and that. It helps sometimes, sometimes it doesn't, because he can catch you off guard when you are not aware. But yeah, so he is that big. He can throw tantrums, he can hit you, he can, it's a lot. And it doesn't only end that. He will come at school ahead because we don't know, they are teenagers, he's a teenager, you don't know what is going on, and constantly you have to go to hospital for him to take stitches. He comes at school around 4 p.m., 5 p.m., you rush him to hospital, he gets stitches, you come back 3 a.m., 2 a.m. in the morning from hospital because they don't admit them. They don't admit these kids with severe autism. They can literally give you treatment and medication and tell you, go and treat him at home, because they cannot handle them. At least according to me, all the times that I've went with my child to hospital when he's hurt or when he's sick. At one time they had written an admission form, but they had to release him. They were like, no, we cannot admit him. You have to go with him at home in an environment which is familiar to him. And yeah, so I had to go back with him at home, and it has always been the case. So having an autistic child is so difficult. It is life changing. And in my case, I am talking about a child with severe autism. You need to differentiate. There is mild autism and there is severe autism. Not that all these types of autism are not difficult. Yes, they are difficult, but with mild autism, sometimes the people are able to take care of themselves. So in the case of my child, we still bath him. When he goes to the toilet, we wipe him. He can't wipe himself. So, but you find that with mild autism, sometimes they are able to speak, they can do everything for themselves. It's just the social interaction part. They are able to maybe go into mainstream school, and they are able to hold proper jobs. They can even be teachers, they can even be doctors, they can be with mild autism. But with severe autism, they are highly dependent on someone. Like my child is 24-hour care. You cannot leave him alone because he will take a bottle, break it, and chew it. He can do head banging. He can hit his all or his head on the wall. So you need to watch him all the time. So in my case of severe autism, the child can really change your life, and the child um, really needs your support. So that is me. I'm an autism mom, and this is my introduction to let you know that I'm an autism mom. I've been an autism mom for 14 years. And because of that, I'll be sharing more information on how to manage autism, on how to take care of yourself as an autism mom, on how uh, to maybe toilet train, everything that I have learned as an autism mom, I'll be sharing on this YouTube channel. So, guys, just please press that subscribe button and press that like button so that you encourage me, guys, to keep on talking. So that if you have a relative, or you have a friend, or you have someone that you know that is a child who has autism, they can come to my channel and they can learn some things that I have learned as a mom, learning from one mom who has gone through the journey. So for today, guys, I was just introducing myself and telling you, I know you know me from the other videos. I didn't want to talk about this one yet. I wanted to first get to a point where I was comfortable talking about it. And I believe now I am at that point where I'm comfortable about it. And I'll be sharing more on autism. So for today, guys, let me love you and leave you. Thank you so much. And please don't forget to subscribe and like.